You're listening to The Blind Chick, an AfterSight original podcast. We're telling you stories about strength, overcoming hurdles, and living experiences. We see who you really are. Blindness can be an adventure. Are you ready for the journey of a lifetime? We are. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to The Blind Chick. My name is Jonathan Price. I'm the podcast producer, and you're listening to part 2 of our episode with Melodie Paubert. If you didn't get a chance to go back, go listen to part 1, as Melodie just has an incredible story with what she's doing with Newfie and Drewy and some of the things that she's doing with other young ladies. We're going to dive into this episode, but before we do, I have to say a massive shout out and a massive thank you to the Lions Club and to all of the vendors and our sponsors that sponsored the hike. It was awesome. We had, I think, over 75 people there, and it was fantastic. The Blind Chick did win the battle for who could get the most people on their team, so congratulations to Penn and Moses. Next year is Game Changers year. I promise you that. But anyway, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. And listen, here we go. This is Melodie Paubert, part 2.
So what is your goal with the finance part? Like, what is, like, besides it helping you personally?
Right.
What else is your goal with that?
My goal is to help other people that are in the same situation as me, or were in the same situations as me. I came here not knowing any information about this. My mom doesn't know any information about how to budget, or how to manage your taxes, or how to save money, or how to apply for life insurance. I feel like those are things that I didn't get to have, and then so I want to grow a team of people that are like-minded like me and are willing to educate others about this. And because for me, it's not about making money or trying to meet a target. It's more getting the information out. It's going to be too late if we find out about this information tomorrow. So what can you do today to just like at least learn about what you can take care of as far as your finances, and then make a decision tomorrow and the next day and get better at it. So it's just more like financial literacy, providing financial education to people who don't have it.
Right. And I know you're doing this through social media.
Yeah.
Are there, how can they find out more about that? Because that's how I found out about it, is on your on social media. Yeah,
well, it's so I'm only promoting through my social media right now, especially my page. I go by Melodie Paubert Matthias, which is my husband's last name. On social media. That's MELODIE PAUBERT MATTHIAS. And that's where I am, because it's part of how I'm trying to grow my business in network marketing organically, rather than like knock on people's door like, hey, I have this amazing product. I think you'll benefit from it. Come to my event. I'm trying a strategy where I'm more just trying to attract my customers to the influence that I'm building through sharing my story and through sharing my journey as I'm losing my vision with a limit. It feels like to me a limited time, knowing that there's no cure for the disease that I have yet. But I am hopeful. Like until then, this is what I need to do now. So I'm on social media. Just my Facebook is where I'm growing my business, and that's what I'm trying to do. Also, like I'm trying to teach other people how to grow their business in the way that I am doing, which is taking a long time right now because it's really hard. But I feel like once we got all the systems and processes in place, it will be easier in the long run.
Yeah, and this is such, I mean, just in general, this is such a needed topic that needs to be dove into, but it's in particular with people who are blind and low vision.
Yeah.
I feel a lot of times we get set up for failure. Like you said, people don't talk about this. And it really was way into my adulthood that I really completely understand like understood about savings, you know?
Right.
And it's like, in realizing that even if you can just put $1 aside, or $5 or $50 or 500, whatever it is you can afford for your future, it makes a huge difference. And so I think it's so incredible that you are bringing this to the forefront.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
what is your advice for somebody out there who's listening that this is really brand new? Like, wait, what is she talking about? Like,
Yeah.
what's kind of the first step
In finances?
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's, I feel like it's having a goal, right? You need to have a goal. I guess as an entrepreneur, you need to have a goal of, align out what your plan is, right? So if you right now, I'm currently working on my daily method of operation. I need to see how much time I have, and how much time I can use, how much time I can take care of myself, how much time I can sleep.
Yeah.
And I
Sleep.
put that yes, exactly. And I put that in my calendar. As far as being an entrepreneur and a network marketer,
Yes.
I feel it's always like you need to make sure that you always stay loyal to your daily method of operation in order to be successful. Because the best part about having that is you know exactly what steps you need to take in order to make it. The challenging part is not doing it. And it's
Right.
really easy to not do those steps because life gets in the way. Oh, I need to watch my baby at this time.
Yes.
Oh, my babysitter is not coming at this time. So like when that is gone, sorry, when that plan is not happening, I have, it's like a setback for me.
Yes.
That's planning. Number two is to budget, for sure. Always budget in the, if, for example, if you are making 100% of your income is this much, you don't want to spend that. You need to make sure
Right.
you put aside money for saving. You need to understand how much of your money is actually put into your savings, and then what are you doing with that? What
Right.
do you have any plans? Are you exploring in any other financial portfolios that could help you in the long run, not just right now,
Yeah.
just what you have at work? Because, for example, people have benefits that are like either 401ks or life insurance benefits, but what they don't understand is that there are different types of life insurance. There are different types of retirement
Yes.
plans. And so are you optimizing your options? So always stay positive, I think, as far as receiving information. Always stay open-minded and have a growth mindset.
That's awesome. And I love how it's not just about setting your budget, but it's also time management and all of those different kinds of things.
Yeah.
Too. They're all woven together, right?
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Time is money too.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you mentioned, I was going to mention that you're a mom as well.
Yeah.
And how do you? Were you nervous when you found out you were going to be pregnant, and then as a mom with low vision? Did that even cross your mind?
Yes, absolutely. I was really nervous when not even actually when I was pregnant, but even before I was pregnant, I was, I'm sure you understand this. Do you have kids?
Yes.
Yeah, you have kids. And so when you're growing up and you know that you have this disease, and currently the cure studies are not really moving as fast as you hope that they would.
Right.
It's hard for me. It was hard for me growing up to think about my family, a life as a family, because I feel like now I have learned how to cope with my disability or my disease. But when I was first learning about it, I was very bitter about it. I was like, why me? Like, 1 out of 4,000 people get this and I got chosen. And then over the years, I learned obviously to actually feel like this is a blessing. I feel like if I didn't have RP, I don't think I would have the drive that I have right now, or I would be pursuing all these dreams that I have today. But when I was younger, I was I was like, I don't want to have kids because I don't want them to go through what I'm going through right now. Like, they're probably gonna have RP too, and then how am I gonna teach them how to live when I don't even know how to like do a lot of things when I'm like functioning on a daily living. So I was really nervous even before I was pregnant. But then actually becoming pregnant, I was like, oh my God, okay, I'm gonna raise this baby. I hope that he's not gonna be blind, blah 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 blah. And then later, when I actually had the experience of raising my child, is what was really difficult for me, because he's 10 months now, and like I would be
he's still a
holding,
baby.
yeah, he's the cutest baby ever. But like I would be holding him, and things would surprise me with my vision because I'm not used to holding a baby and being blind at the same time.
Right. Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I have to feel the room and see how far away I am from the door frame, or I have to keep the light at a certain amount of brightness so that I actually can see my baby if he's rolling over or not. So it's really challenging, I think, for me right now to learn just how to be a parent, but then also how to be a blind parent who is constantly losing her vision, continuously losing her vision. So I feel like the nervous part is more like dealing with it now. Definitely caused me a lot of anxiety.
Yeah, but just so you know, there would be anxiety even if you had 20/20 vision.
Exactly.
That is just part of being a parent.
Yeah.
So do you reach out to other I know that there's lots of organizations for blind parents or things like that. Do you get support
I haven't yet because
okay.
I'm actually more going through like disability accommodation problems right now at work. And so because of that, it led to me being applying for the disability services for the blind.
Oh, okay.
And so they're currently right now helping me just like sort of gain all of the tools and accessibility tools I need to perform my job and not have to go through all the anxiety and all the mental health effects on me with just trying to learn. On top of that, just like you said, being a parent in general it causes you anxiety. So like, how do we reduce that and still be Melodie? I got support through the Lighthouse for the Blind.
Yes,
and then
they're
also,
great.
And the DSP as well. They're trying to help me get into a program called Birth to 13, I believe. But I don't know too much about it because the government is taking forever.
Yes.
I understand why, but I understand probably a lot of blind people out there are also just trying to keep their jobs, and their workers are being crappy to them. So I totally understand.
Oh, how exciting.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're an entrepreneur, you're a mom, you're a full-time worker, you're also involved with this nonprofit with your mom. Like, what do you do to take care of you? Because you had mentioned that about self-care. Like, what are some of the things that you do to make sure that you still are still okay?
Yeah, what I do is I try to do self-care as much as I can. However, right now, it seems like I'm so busy that it's really hard to find self-care. So I use my calendar a lot, really, to schedule time for self-care, like especially on Sundays, self-care Sundays.
Oh, nice. I like that.
I need to stay loyal to that plan because that's still part of my daily method of operation. Like, if I don't take care of me, I can't take care of the business. I can't take care of the baby. I can't take care of the household. So right now I'm going through this phase where I need to actually take that seriously because there's no point of return. Like, all of this is happening for a reason and they need to happen step by step. And that includes self-care. You need to schedule a time to just meditate. I like to read sometimes too. I like to more like listen to audiobooks.
Yes.
And I also like to go on hikes.
Nice.
Yeah.
I know. I wish you were here in Colorado for our annual hike. It's such a wonderful day. Maybe next year, and you can
Maybe
bring
next
your
year. I would love
husband
to.
and your little guy,
Yeah.
and bring him on the hike. That'll be really special.
I would love to, and I'm really happy that I found this community, the Blind Chick or After Sight community, because it's kind of like an intro for me, an amazing intro to this lifestyle that I have that I thought was something tragic, but then now I'm like, you know what, the blind sight, the After Sight podcasts are really empowering me. They're encouraging me to actually just keep my head up, and it's not as hard as we think it is, but our brain does really tricky things when you don't take care of it. It absorbs all the negativity, and everything becomes negative around you. So I'm just like in the process of trying to become positive and just like stay positive so that I can be successful in just being me.
That's right.
So,
well,
yeah.
Melodie, what would you like the takeaway to be today?
The takeaway from today is, being diagnosed with a disease like mine that is a degenerative eye disease. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
There's we should take it more as another ability that we have, I guess. It might be called a disability to some people, but to us it's an ability. And I feel like RP has given me the ability to define my purpose. My purpose has changed so many times until when, and they were all over the place. I was like, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a teacher, I want to be a linguist, I want to do this. And then when I was diagnosed with RP, I was like, okay, so time is a thing and vision is great, but I don't think I'm going to have it for the rest of my life. So how do I cope? So build your community, I think, is what's really important right now as I go through this process. We need to have our community of like-minded people, because some people can pull you down as you try to cope yourself. Like you're trying to be okay and like learn how to deal with this new information that you received, then people are like, oh, that's terrible for you, and you're like, yes, I know. But like having these people, like for example you guys, having them be like, wow, that's amazing that you have lost your vision, but you're still doing all these things. That's amazing that you're a writer, but you don't have you can't see. That's amazing that you're doing all of this. So I
always say it's just magic. It's just magic.
Exactly. Yeah. So my message is to just always find your community, because even though you're going through a hard time, know that there's a positive time after that.
Yeah. And that's, one of the reasons we call ourselves After Sight is because, there is life after sight. So
yeah, it's true.
Can you repeat the name of the nonprofit again?
Yeah,
because I want to make sure that everybody gets it, just in case they can't read the show notes.
Yeah, it's Nufi e Andrui.
Awesome.
If you want to sound fluent in Malagasy, you just say Nufi Andrui.
There you go. It sounds beautiful when you say it.
And I can spell it phonetic, like with the letters. So it's N as in Nancy, O as in orange, F as in fan, Y as in yellow, I as in India, A as in apple, N as in Nancy, D as in David, R as in rain, O as in Eric, Y as in yellow, .org.
Wonderful. Beautiful, beautiful. Well, Melodie, do you have a question for me? I have been, asking you question after question. Do you have a question for me?
I do. What motivated you to be to do this podcast, the Blind Chick podcast?
That's a good question. Really, this was never on my radar. You were talking about finances earlier, or like what the work you're doing in Madagascar is. You don't know what you don't know, and so when I started work at AfterSight. A little over 3 years ago after the pandemic, and they basically asked me, and at first I was hesitant. I was like, wait, what? I mean, I listen to podcasts. I love podcasts. I'm a true crime junkie, so I listen to a lot of those. And so they asked me, and I have been around a long time, and I know a lot of really cool blind people. And so I just started asking my friends to be on the podcast.
That's awesome.
And those friends asked their friends, and it really just grew organically into what it is today. And when it became, it really just grew itself, and it takes a team. I get to do the fun part. I get to meet and get to know wonderful, beautiful, amazing people just like you, Melodie. But there's a whole team on the back end that really puts it all together and makes sure it gets out on time, and that we sound the best we can. And so, but I did it because I know some really famous blind people. They're really well known for what they've done. And I could hear over and over again with my friends, like, but I'm never going to summit Mount Everest, or I'm never going to be a famous jazz singer, or a famous, I'm never going to be Stevie Wonder, kind of thing. And so my story doesn't matter. And that's not true. That's not true.
Never seen
everybody. Everybody has a story. Everybody's story is important. We can learn from every story. So, I hear your little guy. I love that sound. So
that's really awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's beautiful, and it's just been an amazing journey. And I'm here for the ride until everybody out there tells me they're done with me, and then that's okay. So
I'm grateful that AfterSight found you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I listen to the podcasts lately. I've been following, and I just feel empowered each time I listen. I'm just like, This is great information to hear, just like on my walk to work or something like that. So thank you so much for your work.
Well, thank you. And thank everybody out there who, comes back week after week. I definitely want to give a shout out to the Shine Festival is coming up on August 24th in Denver, Colorado. And you can go to shinemusicfestival.com. And it's really fun is they've asked us to do a live Blind Chick episode. So Melodie, I'm a little bit nervous. I've never done anything like that before.
You got this.
I hope so. So it'll be, but it's the festival itself is completely accessible for everybody, all ages, all abilities. So please show up, and it's free. It's free to the public. So it's Sean, thank you so much for putting this on for all of us. We really, really appreciate it. So, and again, thanks AfterSight for supporting the Blind Chick and all the other amazing work that you do. And everybody out there, be kind to yourselves this week and find a way to be kind to somebody else. It's good for your soul. And Melodie, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the work you're doing and all those lives that you are forever changing.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, everybody.
Talking to you.
You too. Have a good week, everybody. We'll see you next time.